50 fucking cent, eh?
Yeah, listen, 50 is raggo.
Yeah.
46 cent now, boy.
Guys, question, yeah? Let's say you were born, humble beginnings, labor stronghold, like...
Well, like all of us.
Yeah. Let's say, Labour had earned their right to your hearts, right? They've done bits in your ends.
I'm listening.
They'd help immigrants, like, from your parents' backgrounds to assimilate, get ingrained. And then you made a little bit of cash because, boy, done good. Would you ever find yourself switching political sides?
No.
Well, next topic.
Yeah, no, I agree.
For real.
I agree with Jonathan here.
Yeah, so for background, 50 Cent. Yeah.
You got years to go before you can say that, boy.
50 Cent,
I thought we were there.
Arguably one of the most, to be honest, I think he's one of the most impactful hip-hop artists of all time, but that's a conversation for another day. But also one of the funniest guys. And fair play to him, yeah. One of the most talented as well.
Effing vodka.
Effing vodka hashtag. Now it's like hashtag stars get the app. His hashtag game is fire.
Le
But
Chemin Noir as well.
Yeah, Le Machine. I never knew how to say that shit.
Pause for a second. Who subscribed to the new Power?
No, Power's dead.
Power died
Power's
with
clapped.
Ghost.
That's clapped.
Yeah.
Power died with Ghost.
I ain't subscribed to nothing, man.
They
And
pushed him
yo.
off that balcony,
Hey, can I
yeah.
just say, yeah? Fuck Tariq. Let's move on. Go on, Karen, bro.
First things first, NSARS. Second, fuck Tariq.
Yeah. Go on, Karen.
Yo, they say this is a big rich town.
And I just come from the poorest part.
Also, my man looks like
Legal or legal, and I gotta take it.
This is where it goes down.
Hey, I just come from the poorest part. Legal. I never gonna change things. Change the turn, fucking. You live, you learn. I come from. Hey, listen. Big up 50, innit?
He doesn't write a bar.
Big up
for
Curtis.
He doesn't write a bar for like 15 years, and then the one bar he does is just lives in our households for like 4 years from Power. Like it's crazy. But anyway, 50
My guy,
cents.
I just want to add that my guy looks like Eminem on Botox.
Who, 50?
No, obviously not 50.
Oh, Tommy.
You know what? You know what? Yeah.
He's Eminem with,
You know
he's
what's so
Eminem
bad,
with
yeah?
cheekbones, bro.
Hey, wait. You know what's so bad, yeah? I never actually looked at it that way. But you know what? He actually does look like Eminem
With
on
Botox.
On Botox.
On
Can I
Botox.
just say,
Puffy face and
there
that.
is
Like he
no-
got stung by a bee.
Yeah, that's mad.
Yeah, Tommy definitely had some work done in it. But what I can't get past.
He's a good looking
Tommy.
boy, but he does look like Eminem.
Good looking or not, and look, he took down Lala consistently throughout season 3 and 4, which even if that's acting, that's just brownie points, innit? Scout's honor. But no true gangster gallivants around the streets of New York, leather clad, like old Tommy boy,
That's my behavior.
bruv.
Yo, and Dre with Mohican.
Dre with a
Man like Rotimi, you know.
Rotimi, yeah.
Yo, big up on Nigerian people, them.
Rotimi, who can't even grow out the full moustache in it, but just has to let us know that
You
there
know
is
what,
some
yeah?
hair showing.
The thing is about Rotimi, yeah? Rotimi went up being her. She was a shower man. In like episode, in like season 2 or something. He was a shower man. What? Rotimi, he was like 50 Cent or what's 50's name in the show again? Kanan. He was like Kanan's hitman.
Yeah.
From the inside.
He wasn't believable though.
But he wasn't.
Was he?
No.
He wasn't.
Yo, Dre was fucking cold.
Yeah, but
and then
he
he just
wasn't
turned into a little.
believable.
He just turned into like a little
Bruv,
pussy. yo.
nothing about that show is believable. My man James St. Patrick's about 5'4", bruv. Have you ever tried to run up and you kick him in the chest?
Is he 5'4"?
About gangster, bruv.
Big
He
man
looks-
things have 4.
He looks tiny, bruv.
So wait.
Vanessa's
No, wait.
taller than man in
How
butts.
big is Jason Patrick?
not
I thought it was
scared,
like
bruv.
6 foot.
But the thing is,
No,
man,
bruv. There's low angles on the cameras and that. He's not a tall guy,
But
bruv.
the thing is, man,
You for real?
height or no height, and I know we touched upon Xavi's height last time.
Ooh, sensitive.
Ooh.
I was
Height or
trying
no
my best
height,
to like,
there's-
move on
there's-
from this topic.
And
but
change.
I don't know if you man have ever watched Power with a girl, but we don't exist the minute James St. Patrick comes on screen.
Oh, for real?
Especially when he like has them sex scenes with old girl. Like
Angela.
it just and
Angie.
the Power sex scenes are like
He goes gym.
They're intense.
To be fair, he goes gym, innit? He goes gym.
and I don't.
He goes gym.
he's too hench. You know when
'Cause he's 5
you know
foot
when
fucking
some-
4,
yeah,
bruv.
you know when someone is too
Is he
hench?
5'4"?
Bruv, Google the man because he's tiny.
No,
innit?
he can't
You can
be.
tell Johnny's watched it with a girl in it because he googled the guy and he was like, oh, fucking motherfucker.
My ex left me.
He's 5'4".
My,
Blah, blah.
my ex left me for James St. Patrick. It was that bleak.
He's too hench. When I consider you to be too hench is when
James St. Patrick.
the suit jacket is like hanging on for dear life off your bicep. That goes to you, James St. Patrick's, and you, Micah Richards. Goddammit.
Yo, he's 5'8.5".
Basically the same.
So basically,
thing.
you.
Basically 5'4", isn't it?
Man, listen,
Don't bite. Don't bite.
Listen, no. I'm
Nah,
5
he's
foot 11 and a half.
bitten.
fam.
Oh, he's bitten.
Listen, I'm
bitten.
5 foot
He's
11 and a half.
He's
You know how
bitten.
tall I am, fam?
He's bitten.
Yo, you know how tall I am?
5'10" and change.
Maybe some change.
Some change.
50 Cent, yeah, he saw Joe Biden release the tax bans that he plans on implementing for people who earn a certain amount, and that certain amount is like 400K and upwards. The ban was different per your state, but it was in the region, and more specifically to 50, a New York resident, had him coming in at about 62% of his earnings. Now, 50 being 50, of course. Decided to use this as an opportunity to proclaim his intentions of potentially voting for Orange Man, which clearly caused at a very, very sensitive time quite a bit of uproar, a furore, if you will. And he basically has been, he's being courted at the moment by a lot of the old Republicans, so the likes of Tommy Lauren. I think maybe one of the, it might have been a fake tweet, but maybe one of the Trump sons, one of them motherfuckers.
Generally seasonless people.
Yeah. Lacking salt, lacking seasoning, no tan. Anyway.
Sin salsa.
In Mog Diesel.
Ellos son buscando salsa. Generalmente.
He's become a bit of a darling, old Fifth. Someone even said, well, looks like 50 is scared of becoming 20 Cent. I
beg Dave Chappelle have something to say on this.
And it really, really made me think, right? Like, this, I guess it's become more of a thing now, especially with a lot of the sort of left-wing oppositions in most cases now across global politics, not necessarily striking a chord with a lot of people who are young coming up, starting to earn their bigger salaries. So I've always, personally speaking, voted for reasons that extend beyond me, right? Yeah. As I mentioned before, you know what Labour did for my parents and people like my parents growing up, and what I saw them actively do, the politicians who represent their party and what they stand for. I fuck with it, right?
Yeah.
But more and more and more, we're seeing people voting for their pocket. Is that a trend? Is that like a new thing? Like, what go on for these people?
You know what? I just think it's very selfish, to be honest with you. Imagine that, voting for your pocket against, and every vote counts, right? Let's just put it that way. And I feel like voting for your pocket over voting for the wider nation, it's just fucking selfish, to be honest with you. And I feel like, one, in short term, like what, an election will last how many years in America? Is it?
4
years. All right, so it's you can look at it as a short term perspective, but looking at it from like a long term perspective, you looking out for yourself in your own pocket is freaking short term. And I feel like there's not much of a gain apart from just for themselves, you know. And places like America, I mean, Johnny's a stat man, but in terms of those who are underprivileged in America, there's that outweighs those who are privileged and probably 100. Of the higher tax bracket. So yeah, fuck 50 in that sense.
We don't play that. We don't play that G-Unit. We don't play around.
I wanna get to know you.
No, but for real though, like, does anybody here see an argument potentially for saying, look, if I vote for
to protect your pockets, to protect your pockets?
Well, look at it this way, right?
That's the way I see it, and I feel that's wrong.
I agree with you, but like, let me look at it. Let me hit you with a different perspective. If you are somebody, for example, who says that if I vote for the left, let's say, for example, the capital, the money, the governmental funding that we hope is going to be deployed in a way that is for the betterment of many, isn't guaranteed. Yeah. I don't trust the left side to deliver, so I may as well have more of a selfish interest. Do you see validity in that viewpoint at all?
No.
Right, next topic. No, joking.
No, I don't see validity at all, to be honest with you. I think it's outright wrong. And I'm not. I'll be honest with you. Like, I think maybe it's because I have have a French passport and I haven't been able to actually vote in the UK as such.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm very much somebody who genuinely believes that every vote does count towards something. And when you're voting, you've got to think about the nation rather than self. And if 50 Cent is outright saying that for purely marketing reasons to get his name out there, or whether he's actually saying that for political, for like economic gain, then he shouldn't be representing us. Full stop.
Facts.
Like, I'm kind of trying to hang back from this one because I'm aware I can.
Because he's so rich. He's offshoring his money. He don't get taxed, this motherfucker.
I'm broke as shit. I know what you're talking about, boy. You got we're sitting in your nice big flat head. Location.
No, we're not. We are on Zoom.
For the record, yeah.
We are on Zoom. Because it's tier 2 out here.
Yeah, no, we're on Zoom
undisclosed
virtually. But just as a heads up, Richard Abiade's
government.
Big government
Listen,
names.
Abiade's fridge room, it's about
Can we not?
the equivalent to £1,000 monthly rent in Clapham.
Facts. Facts.
That's
Yo.
not
Facts.
true, bro. That's
Facts.
not
It
true.
is true.
So I'm trying to hold back from this topic because I'm conscious of becoming the political guy, and everyone kind of knows where my position stands. But I'm going to answer this 50 Cent question.
Johnny Vivas is on crud.
I'm going to answer this political question in
Let it
two
be
different
known.
senses. So the first answer I want to give is, I swear 50 Cent turned up to court in a smart car trying to prove that he's bankrupt. Car baby mother's coming for the peas.
Listen, he was gangster for that.
Yeah? That was real gang business.
Yo, fuck 50, big up 50 for that one.
Bruv,
still.
I liked a few Instagram pictures of my guy in some booky looking car park trying to pretend
in them
to the
boot cuts.
judge.
In boot cuts.
In the boot cuts. And but a big one take, you can't pretend to be broke if you're wearing a three piece. He tried to come bust in a three piece, and that no one's buying that. G.
Wait.
No one's buying
Wait.
that.
Wait. Smart car, is that for real?
There was a smart car in the background, isn't it? So my guy turned up. My guy
you
tried
don't
to
give a fuck.
My guy tried to bust case in a car you could barely put a suitcase into. You know what I'm saying? Them boys there, yeah. So either
What
my
a time to be
my
alive.
guy stumps up and pays the tax, or he has to pay baby mama. That's basically it. Either he's got peas and he admits it and he's got to pay Biden, or he pretends on this homeless thing and he's got to pay baby mama. Either way, the guy's in the pickle. If he's putting on Instagram that he's got too much peas, he doesn't pay 62% tax, and suddenly baby mama's getting rich, I think the guy can be handling this business differently. Yeah. However, on a more serious point, I don't want to say people like 50 Cent, but I think that anyone generally, unless you are kind of like born rich, into privilege, etc., if you are a boy done good, by definition, you have profited from the spending of the state. What I mean by that is you have likely gone to state school.
Facts.
Taxpayer money has given you the education.
Amen.
Chances are you've taken out a student loan,
Preach.
which means that you've also received state funding.
Straight up.
Chances are that once you go to school, you go to university and you get a job, you take the train or the bus to work.
Yeah.
Again, funded by taxpayer money. This is a big point that I have when I talk about billionaires all the time about being wealth creators. Billionaires are not wealth creators. They're wealth extractors by definition. And that is actually the definition of being an entrepreneur. In French, as you know, an entrepreneur literally translates as to between takers.
Yeah.
Your job is to find excess value between two counterparties to a deal, right?
Yeah.
So,
spot on.
if you are a boy come good, more than anyone, you should be voting left wing because it is you in particular who have benefited from the availability of state resource through your education, through your access to work, through various other means that the state has provided, at least specifically in this country, having a viable healthcare system that ensures that if you've been ill at any point during your education or your employment, that you are able to be fixed. And it's the state that pays for that, and it is taxpayer money. Now, just because you have made a bit of bank doesn't abdicate you of that responsibility. And it doesn't mean that you're justified from trying to pay less. In fact, it's the opposite. If the state has enabled you to richen yourself, then you owe more to the state.
So, Labour says tomorrow, I'm taxing you 70%.
But over what earnings?
That's all mad. I can't lie to you.
But over what earnings?
70%.
But 70% over what
Current
earnings?
setup.
Yo, 70% is
current-
nuts.
Hold on,
bro.
70% over what earnings?
So replace the higher band today, which is what, 45,
Yeah.
with 70.
That's all mad.
Just replace the upper tax band today of 45%, sorry, with 70%. Are you voting Labour? guess what I'm trying to say is everyone's got a price, motherfuckers. What's your price?
I don't know, man. I feel like that's a question that doesn't need to be answered.
See the labor guys are bending.
That's a question that doesn't need to be answered.
Yo, well, I'll ask him why though.
No,
like,
no.
Why 70% though? That's kind of harsh, man.
Know,
Like, man.
But I mean,
So do you know?
I guess I'm.
I'm back in Johnny on this one. Over what?
I agree
earning.
with Johnny, but I guess what I'm trying to say is that at what point does selfishness become selfishness? If you are staunchly left, staunchly Labour, you understand the greater good, you understand the need to pay into a system which gives and has given. At what point does that become too much? At what point do you start looking at it and you're like, shit?
Do you know
that
what?
is actually a bit too much.
It's a point of privilege at which that becomes too much.
Yeah.
It's a point of privilege where you're like, fuck. Like the vast majority of these people won't ever pay the top rate of tax. Like if that's even a problem for you, you're not a significant part of the electorate.
But it's interesting, man. Like at the end of the day, like people are, and we're certainly not here to tell people how they should vote. Make sure that you vote, whether it's the fucking referendum to leave the EU, whether it's Tories versus Labour, whether it's Dems versus Republicans. Make sure that the reasons that you are voting are well researched, are well thought out.